Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Baiklah, kembali lagi kita dalam ANSARA Muda Higher Education Talk Series. Baiklah, pada hari sebelum kita meneruskan program kita pada hari ini, elok kiranya jika kita mulakan dengan kita Al-Fatihah. Baiklah, pertama sekali jutaan terima kasih ingin saya ucapkan kepada rakan strategi ANSARA Taiping, iaitu unit perkhidmatan bimbingan dan kaunseling ANSARA Taiping, TNF Energy, Mass Media dan Auspus Taiping. Untuk hari ini kita dengan tajuk iaitu Journey to UK. Kita sangat beruntung kerana hari ini kita ada dua orang panel, iaitu Encik Amirul Haikal bin Muhammad Nazim. Beliau merupakan IB student di Kolej MARA Banting dan juga merupakan pelajar Bachelor of Psychology in King College London. Dan speaker kita yang kedua iaitu Encik Muhammad Akif bin Jamal. Beliau juga merupakan batch SPM 2018, juga merupakan A-level student dekat Kolej Tuanku Jaafar. Beliau juga melanjutkan pelajaran di dalam jurusan Bachelor of Economics in London. Jadi saya kira tanpa membuang masa, elok kiranya saya serahkan majlis kepada speaker untuk teruskan sesi kita pada malam ini. Dipersilakan.
Okay, terima kasih Tuan Pengerusi Majlis, Luqman. Sebelum saya mulakan presentation, saya akan share screen sekejap. Okay, bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Okay, so first of all, I would like to say thank you to Baim and also Cikgu Aisyah for helping us a lot in making this mini session a success. And I also hope that this mini session would give the juniors a clearer understanding, a simplified version of understanding why should you aim to go to the UK, how to go to the UK, and what are some personal tips from me and Akif in order to reach that phase in your studies. Before that, let me introduce myself again. So my name is Amirul Haikal. I'm from batch SPM 2018. That first picture on the top, it's me. I'm on the kiri sekali tu. And yes, I took International Baccalaureate, which is, or people call IB, in Kolej MARA Banting under the MARA YTP program. And I'm also an offer holder. I'm not at London yet. I'm still an offer holder of King's College London. Inshallah taking Bachelor in Science Psychology. Kalau sekolah, inshallah I'll be going there. And since I'm your senior, I think I cannot help but still talk about the special little things about typing. And the first of it is cold mornings. I think there's no other MRSM yang can get any colder than typing. And I really do appreciate the cold mornings. And secondly is the supportive environment. There were many times during my SPM years yang mana I almost gave up. Tapi disebabkan rakan-rakan, cikgu-cikgu, batchmates, semangat batch tu very strong. We help everyone, and because of them, I am at where I am right now. So moving on to Akif.
Okay, Assalamualaikum and very good night. Hello, my name is Akif Jamal. You can call me Akif. I just finished my A-levels at Kolej Tuanku Jaafar KTJ, which is, if you guys don't know, is in Banting in Negara 9. And then I'm currently a scholar under Bank Negara Malaysia, Kijang. And just like Amirul, I'm currently an offer holder for Bachelor of Science in Economics at the London School of Economics, LSE, and at the University of Warwick. One thing to clarify about application to UK unis is that once you get an offer, it's not unconditional offer, it's a conditional offer, which means that you still need to achieve certain grades in your A-levels result for you to be admitted in, which we will explain later on.
Yeah.
So on the top right here is my old picture in Taipei. You can see I look totally different than how I look right now. And on the bottom right is my college, which is Kolej Tuanku Jaafar, which is usually where all the bank scholars, Bank Negara scholars will go. And fun fact about my college KTJ is that we still wear school uniform even though we are already 19, 20 years old. One reason because in KTJ we are considered as sixth form student. So yeah, what if you don't want to wear school uniform? Probably opt to go somewhere else. Yeah. Something special about Taipei is I think lots of event and opportunities. Back then I was in the robotics club, and I think everyone who is in the robotics club know how Cikgu Wan was and still is. She demands a lot from you, and then a lot of competition like Crash, RoboFair helps me to become who I am today, and also great teachers and alumni network. The teachers in Taiping doesn't just help you in academics; they also help you later on in your life. Yeah. So moving on to Mango Back.
Thank you, Akif. Alright, so mungkin ramai kita tanya, why should you aim to go to the UK, and why not other countries? Me and Akif will try to give 4 reasons here. And the first one is world-renowned universities. Dekat UK, there's many top universities. Even if you look at the overall ranking, boleh tengok QS World Ranking punya website and also the Times Higher Education punya website. Many of the universities are either from the UK ataupun US, and benda ni boleh memastikan in the future once we graduate, orang kata kita punya sijil degree kita tu nampak gah because we come from these very top universities. Tapi disclaimer juga kat sini, not every course is, you really have to go to the UK. Some of the courses, macam as for example, even scholarship bodies kat Malaysia sekarang, they don't really send students to take medic abroad. They used to send, like the years before this, they used to send to India and also the Ireland. Tapi sekarang because they realise yang dekat even Malaysia like USM, they really have high potential untuk produce good graduates untuk medic. They don't send their students anymore abroad. So it's important untuk kita tengok buat comparison but according to subject. And so why orang kata top UK universities ni top bukan semata-mata dapat gelaran tu je. There are many factors. Example is macam quality diorang punya lecturers, the number of lecturer yang ada PhD, the number of research yang university tu keluarkan, the quality of the research, how much the research is recognized by universities worldwide, and also macam there's something on this right picture here, the top right picture, you can see kat kanan sekali there's something called industry income. Industry income ni pun is looked upon by macam employers kat seluruh dunia. It means yang macam this looks at how much the university prepare you, bukan sahaja daripada sudut ilmu tu, but how much they prepare you untuk kat market. So usually this top UK unis ni, once you get out from there, they really recognize you as someone yang memang betul-betul ada these skills and very berguna very berguna untuk your country lah. So the second point is that exposure to different cultures. Yes, kat Malaysia ni pun we have different ethnicities and also kaum and agama. But when you go to the UK is much different. Orang kata it's an international hub untuk people from all over the world. And UK is the second most popular destination for overseas students. It's really true. And that the campuses are also alive with different cultures. Most UK universities have high proportion of international students. for UK universities, diorang punya prinsip ni is that pembelajaran ni bukannya semata-mata based on what you learn in the lecture hall and also the experiments you do kat lab, but also the interactions you buat untuk communicate with people yang lain religion, lain kefahaman dengan you. And that's also an important form of learning. It makes you a more global-minded and more open-minded graduate. So the third and fourth point I'll give to Akif.
Okay, so salah satu reason why you guys might opt to go to the UK is sebab peluang pekerjaan yang ada dekat UK. Kebanyakan universiti kat UK akan bantu anda untuk apply kepada sesetengah internship di beberapa company di UK, dan ini akan menjadi like a good valuable work experience for you guys. Like korang akan dapat peluang untuk intern in like for example top banking firms like Goldman Sachs and JP Morgan. Contohnya dekat top right corner ni ialah King's internship, which is King's College London punya program untuk bantu diorang student untuk apply pekerjaan. Kebanyakan universiti dekat UK ni diorang memang ada satu group which is the career team yang akan guide untuk korang apply untuk pekerjaan di UK. One of the you guys can even like maybe if like you have intern in the firms in UK in first year or second year, there's a chance that they can offer you job even before you graduate in the UK. But like one thing to realize is that kebanyakan scholarship dekat Malaysia such as Bank Negara, Yayasan Khazanah, TNB, bila korang apply, korang akan kena balik Malaysia untuk kerja bond. So maybe you can't get the experience of working there, but you can still intern during your studies lah. And if you are the type of person who really want to work overseas, then I think probably YTP MARA is probably a better program, because YTP MARA as compared to Bank Negara, Khazanah, they don't have bonds. Yeah. So the next point is sentimental value. Maybe like you guys wanted to like study while you guys are traveling, which is I think one of the main reasons why many Malaysians study in UK. There are a lot of historical buildings, and also maybe because like me and Mango, we are Chelsea fans. So you guys might want to study in London if you guys are Chelsea fan, because Chelsea is situated in London. Best football team in the world, best, by the way. Also beautiful city life, and also I think one of the main benefits is that you don't need to learn a new language. Even though like kalau macam like korang rasa okay, maybe guys interested in like learning Korean, Japanese, so you want to go to this specific country, tapi like it will be harder for you to make like local friends lah, because you guys just started learning the language like 2 years during your pre-studies before you go there, so there will be a language barrier. But yeah, Chelsea. Okay, so yeah, there will be a language barrier, and it might be better because at least kalau sekarang kita ada at least basic in speaking English, so it will be better for you guys to maybe go to UK if you don't want the hassle to learn a new language lah. Okay, back to Mingo.
Alright, this next section pula is all about the top universities in the UK. So lepas ni Akif will try to explain about the top universities in the UK, and surprisingly, I'm not sure if it's surprising for all of you, but ramai Malaysians yang dapat ke top universities in the UK. So don't be scared to aim high. Alright, Akif.
Yeah, true. Okay, so the probably one of the most famous one is Oxbridge. Oxbridge basically ialah singkatan untuk Oxford dan Cambridge. The thing about Oxbridge is that korang boleh apply to only salah satu daripada Oxford ataupun Cambridge. Bila korang apply tu, proses dia ialah korang akan go through admission test for different courses. For example, course untuk psychology dekat Oxford, you guys kena do MAT. Is it MAT? TSA, yeah. So like, for example, if you apply to economics in Cambridge, you need to do ECAA. So like, there are different admission tests for you to do. And also, you guys will be interviewed by academic tutor. Tapi application ni berlaku ialah bila korang punya the year before korang masuk universiti tu. So let's say kita orang akan masuk universiti September ni. So September tahun lepas tu, korang dah akan start apply kepada universiti-universiti ni. Other than like the cool buildings you see on the left, and also kat tengah ni, which is if I'm not mistaken is the Newton tree, which is in Cambridge, which is quite cool. Is that Osprey offer one-on-one supervision system. Basically like one-on-one supervision system ni macam korang akan like ada seorang lecturer dan seorang student, dan korang dapat directly tanya soalan dekat lecturer tu, and like the discussion will go on lah. And I think Mango can talk about his experience applying for Oxford. Yeah.
Okay, so I did apply for Oxford September last year. Malangnya tak dapat, but I think it was still a valuable experience. I did apply to go to Oxford untuk Bachelor Science Psychology. It was a meaningful experience. I didn't manage to go to there were two phases for my course. The first one is you have to take a test. And then the next stage is that akan ada interview dengan the lecturers from Oxford. I didn't pass the first stage even because I think it was really hard. The first test pun they don't really test you much on ilmu psychology, but they do test you on critical thinking, ada maths, ada soalan about this subject called logic. Kena buat revision lah banyak untuk tu. As much as I revise pun I didn't make it. They don't just see the marks, they only take the top 20. So let's say kalau you score really high pun, most likely diorang akan ambil the top 20. My results were in the middle lah. Kalau ada normal distribution curve tu, I was right in the middle. They showed me my results. I wasn't sad, although I did aim to go here. Tapi I think it's still a meaningful experience lah for anyone that wants to try. Kat Oxford dan Cambridge ni ramai je Malaysians. Ada a mini kampung kat sana for Malaysian students yang nak pergi ke sana. So it's okay, and there's no problem untuk dream high pun. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So the next group, because like obviously not everyone is going to get into Oxbridge, is the Russell Group Universities. So yeah, this is like what we call like highly research-based universities in the UK, which is very famous among Malaysians. There are probably like so many Malaysians in all these unis. For example, I'm going to LSE, London School of Economics, and Mango is going to King's College London. So like personally, macam aku like deciding to go to which uni tu, it's like based on the city also lah. Let's say kalau korang suka like city life, probably like London, Manchester, but then if you get like more like kampung vibes, you probably can go to like York and Warwick. Like all these universities are like it's reachable, like you can get into all these unis if you guys get the grades and the requirements. Yeah. So back to Mango.
Yeah, and just to add on apa Akif cakap tu, so if some of you might be asking about cost of living, so yes, in unis in tengah-tengah bandar like KCL, LSE, and UCL, and also Imperial, the cost of living is for me it's quite high compared dengan university yang dekat luar bandar like Warwick and so on. So that is something that most Malaysians keep in the back of their head before yorang nak apply for these unis pun. Let's say macam since yorang dapat scholarship, they would like to save money duit elang yorang untuk pergi travel ke apa. Some of them might just apply for uni yang top but not dekat tengah-tengah bandar. But I think for people like me and Akif, kita orang memang very interested to see and discover the London life. Okay. So next is the pathways. So where do I go from here? Right after dapat results SPM, what can you guys do in order untuk akhirnya fly? So I think this is the simplified version of what me and Akif did. Because dulu pun during my SPM years, I wanted to go to the UK, but the vision wasn't clear. And because of how some of the seniors actually guided me after I got my results, I think I'm just using his template again in order to explain to all of you. Okay, so right after you dapat your SPM results, you can apply for a scholarship ataupun bursary. For now, I think your President BWP Haziq ada forward to me some websites and also some website of scholarship yang dah boleh apply, like YTP MARA, and also bursary macam Saim Dabi and also Yayasan Peneraju. There'll be more coming up soon, so please be aware of that. So the first thing you have to do is tengok your SPM results. If they do meet the minimum requirement required by the scholarship body ataupun bursary. Macam contohnya, during my time, is that for YTP MARA scholarship, you need to have 7 A's ataupun 8 A's. But actually ada A minus pun tak apa. So let's say you do meet that requirement. And then you have an option to either take, first of all, A-levels, second is IB, third OSMAT, now nama dia SACE, Australian Matriculation, and the last one is CIMP. Ni Canadian punya matrix program. Usually these are the common, orang kata the common pre-U international, ni international punya programs before you go to the UK. As for example, macam tempat-tempat kat Malaysia, as for example is that, let's say untuk the case of Akif, kalau Bank Negara, they send you to KTJ. Kalau you dapat scholarship UEM, they send you to Kolej Yayasan UEM. Kalau in my case, YTP MARA, now they might send you to Kolej MARA Seremban ataupun Kolej MARA Banting. And many other places. You can have a look at it in Google nanti. And I think from my experience and Akif punya experience, it's really recommended that you try to dapatkan scholarship ni terus in order to take programs, pre-U programs yang international punya, because ada sebab dia kenapa macam MARA, Bank Negara semua hantar dekat these institutions, because these institutions ni memang they really guide you, they really nurture you untuk prepare untuk ke luar negara. So that's for me yang macam kelebihan dia lah. Memang from there on pun your mindset is already okay, memang this is the right mindset that you're building before going to the UK. But if you don't want to apply scholarship untuk ambil all these 4 programs I've listed here, you can also opt for local programs also, like macam Matrix and also STPM. And then baru apply scholarship untuk degree dekat luar negara. But I think I think in terms of dia punya content pendidikan Matrix and STPM, very good. I think it's still very good. Cuma these institutions, diorang mungkin akan lepaskan tangan sedikit. So you have to be really independent right after dapat results STPM dengan Matrix. You have to be very independent jugalah in actually going to this next process, which is applying to the university. Kalau tengok kat sini, this arrow, it says UCAS on top of it. Yes, UCAS ni similar macam UPU. I think, yes, Akif boleh explain in general the process.
Okay, so UCAS ni dia macam UPU, tapi dia actually banyak juga perbezaan dengan UPU. UCAS is like you can apply to 5 universiti dekat UK. So you usually like people will go, maybe like personally aku macam like apply to like 2 hard unis to get in and then like 3 safe unis. So like even if I don't get into my dream unis, I still have my backup unis in case if I didn't get in lah. So usually orang akan apply UCAS ni ialah bila dia dah habis first year untuk pre-U program dia, contohnya A-level, dah habis first year A-level. Then the gap between first year and second year tu ialah korang akan apply untuk UCAS. So for UCAS also nanti korang akan kena buat something called the personal statement. Personal statement ni macam like essay which is 4,000 characters, not 4,000 words, 4,000 characters. tak banyak pun, like actually 1.5 page. Tapi personal statement ni ialah benda yang actually one of the most important thing lah bila korang nak apply to UK Universities. Personal statement ni like essay yang menunjukkan korang punya academic interest towards that subject lah. Yeah. So after that, some universities like Imperial College London, Oxbridge, they will have interview or certain tests. And then based on all the criteria such as your grades, your SPM grades, your A-level grades, your personal statement, your teacher's recommendation also, then you will wait for the results. And then from there you will receive either an offer, which is great, and also reject or you can get a rejection. Yeah, so usually like people yang apply, diorang akan dapat at least like one of the units that diorang apply to lah. It's very rare for like one person to not get into any units. So after that offer ni, I think Mango will talk more about like conditional offer and like the minimum requirement and all.
Okay, so when you receive offers ni, it's not confirm lagi you're going to the university, tapi orang kata dah selangkah masuk ke university. All you have to do is to score the minimum requirements. And that's one of the reasons kenapa me and Akif letak title as the journey to the UK so far, because kita orang tak confirm lagi pergi ke uni tersebut, but all we have to do is just score the minimum requirements. And dia berbeza macam UPU tu macam after you score your final exams, baru you apply using that results, and from there baru you akan dapat if I'm not mistaken, you only get one uni that you will go to. So back macam for UCAS, let's say you got accepted to 3 universities, lagi 2 tu rejected. So for these 3 unis, you can choose which one of them yang you nak pergi. You can choose your firm choice and also your insurance choice. Firm choice ni macam first choice lah, and also your insurance choice is your second choice. So let's say if you don't make it to your firm choice, you still can opt to go to your second choice. And insyaAllah, if you score the minimum requirement, you can fly. So example of the minimum requirement contohnya dekat King's College London is that your A-levels, kalau nak sambung psychology, your A-level scores have to be macam 1A star, 2A biasa. For top unis macam in UK, they don't really accept B that much. They can tolerate with only A star dengan A. So orang kata zaman kat pre-uni is the critical period lah untuk betul-betul strive and get good scores. Okay, so I think yes, now we're moving to macam the 2 main pre-U courses yang ada dekat Malaysia yang scholarship bodies usually offer, which is IB versus A-levels. Okay, so some of you might still be confused, ataupun most of you might still be confused, but insyaAllah me and Akif will try to explain secara ringkas about this. We'll try to make comparisons. Okay, so I'll talk about the first point and then Akif will terus bandingkan my first point. Okay, so my first point is that IB you have to take 6 subjects and different varieties. Maksudnya kat sini is that the 6 subjects tu dia bukannya spesifik satu bidang. For example, yang macam saya nak apply for psychology, you cannot only take macam biology and chemistry. In my case, in Kolej MARA Banting, I take biology, chemistry, benda yang tak related macam economics pun ada. I have to take maths. I still have to take 2 language subjects, which is English and also Malay. Malay belajar sastra. So the point here is that macam IB ni, the reason dia bagi 6 subjek is that so that they produce macam students yang berfikiran holistik lah. Akif.
Okay, so compare dengan IB, A-level kita orang hanya ambil usually like 3 to 4 subjek. Korang boleh pilih untuk ambil 3 subjek atau 4 subjek. So like usually subjek-subjek A-level yang korang ambil ni dah menjurus kepada apa course yang korang nak buat dekat universiti. So like for example, saya nak buat course ekonomi, so saya akan ambil subjek-subjek yang seperti maths, further mathematics, ekonomi yang memang akan membantu saya untuk dekat universiti nanti. Like compared to IB like you learn very wide things, like still macam lebih kurang SPM lah, like korang ambil 9 subjek. Tapi dekat A-level ni korang dah ambil 3 kepada 4 subjek saja. Tapi like 3 tu 4 subjek tu ada sebab lah, sebab kenapa hanya 3-4 subjek boleh ambil ialah sebab memang kita orang belajar tu like more in depth compared to IB. Yeah.
Right. So the second point is that IB ni it's orang kata it's familiar, it's quite famous because of its coursework compared dengan A-level. So walaupun IB ni ada banyak coursework, nak kata banyak tu it's quite banyak because for let's say you take 6 subjects, you will have to, for each subject tu you will have one coursework yang mana dia punya time span dia bagi is 1 year for you to completekan. Usually kalau dekat sekolah-sekolah IB lain, this coursework dia orang akan bagi 1 year plus 1 more semester untuk completekan. Tapi macam Kolej MARA Banting ni, they really want you to finish everything fast supaya boleh buat revision to exam. So 1 year is the year they give you untuk buat 6 orang kata IA, internal assessment, 6 coursework. Plus you have to make 1 extended essay. Extended essay ni quite interesting untuk MRSM students because it's almost similar to SEM type. Orang kata SEM type. So usually orang kata MRSM students bila dengar pasal EE ni, diorang macam lega sikit lah because they have experience dekat sekolah lagi. Akif?
Okay, so like compared to IB, A-level ni memang korang takkan ada coursework langsung, zero coursework. Like basically korang punya exam tu adalah 100%, korang punya assessment tu adalah 100% exam based. So the good thing is that like class test, like kalau during your 2 years tu, maybe like your trials or like your semester exam, dia tak akan take into account into like your final result. Like your final result akan terbahagi kepada 2, which is AS level. AS level ni maksud dia like your first year final exam, and then A2 level is like your second year final exam. So 50% and 50% will total up of your result fully lah dekat dekat final A level result korang tu. So the good thing is that let's say if you already score very well in AS level, you probably can like relax a little bit in A2 level. So yeah, like you can balance it out lah. And then A level also like macam SPM, like I think it's better than IB in the sense that it's possible for you to, I'm not suggesting it, but like it's possible for you to like study last minute but still can get good results because it's exam based. So you can just like macam SPM lah, you guys can just do past years 3 months prior to the exam as compared to IB, which is yang korang kena buat coursework masa korang punya 2 years then at final sem tu. Yeah.
Yeah. So for macam A-levels, you can orang kata the second sem and also the fourth sem yang matters. Kalau untuk IB ni kelebihan dia lah, for me it's quite a kelebihan, is that only the final semester matters. So sepanjang 2 tahun ni, first sem, second sem, third sem pun, if you do flunk in your exams, it's okay because only the final semester matters. But it's also a keburukan lah, if you really don't prepare for your final semesters, then your only chance of macam getting a good grades pun dah tak ada dah. And for me, the last point about IB is that orang kata the graduates lah, usually the graduates would appreciate the researching and also the writing skills yang you dapat from this program because yes, they really do emphasize on macam making research, and also sepanjang 2 tahun tu they really do emphasize on you doing your own independent research. So your lecturer tak akan tentukan what research you do, but you should be independent by that time untuk macam gunakan ilmu-ilmu from textbook and applying in real life. Macam as for example, for chemistry students like me, one of my coursework I had to, in the span of 1 year, I did an experiment on macam contohnya guna different buah untuk buat reaction dengan hydrogen peroxide. So macam, and then buat research 1 year on it. So it does really train me a lot in macam being more analytical, and also one more thing that I like is that macam I'm able to make citations now. Sekarang macam for my age, I think I'm quite proud untuk buat citations, macam tengok from journal university sekian-sekian and then macam try to paraphrase it and then letak citation dekat your coursework. For me, it's quite an achievement for me jugalah because early on pun macam it's quite hard for me to do all this. Okay.
Okay, so untuk A-level pula kita orang memang tak ada experience most of us don't have the experience of like writing an academic paper because like we just macam SPM kita orang coba exam. But the good thing about A-level is that kita orang ada wide range of subjects. Like for example, kita orang ada A-level history, A-level further maths, A-level computer science. Even though it really depends on mana college A-level yang korang pergi. Like for example, I think KMB doesn't have computer science and history, right?
Yeah. We don't have.
Yeah. So like for example, like the college I'm in, which is KTJ, kita orang ada computer science, history, like further maths. Yeah. And then like you guys boleh pilih lah subjek mana yang korang suka so that korang takkan like struggle belajar subjek-subjek yang korang tak suka. Like for example like SPM, like there might be some subjects which you don't really enjoy, but then A-level korang boleh pilih subjek yang betul-betul korang enjoy. Then yeah, it will be better lah because like personally I think based on my experience I enjoy what I learned in the 2 years. Yeah.
Alright, so that's all untuk IB versus A-levels. And going to the last section, which is how can you prepare? Okay, how can you prepare? How do you stand out? And the four simple tips that me and Akif will personally give is applicable untuk applying to your scholarship and also applying to your uni. As much as we think dekat MRSM typing memang ada competitive environment, but when you apply for your scholarship, it will be a different scenario as well because you will be competing with good students all over Malaysia. And also, bila dah dekat pre-U tu pula, you will be competing then with people all over the world in going to a top UK university. So there are ways that you can prepare starting from today. Okay, Akif.
Okay, so the first point is research. I think like it might sounds a bit cliche, tapi like you guys really need to do your own research on like for example materials yang related to korang punya course, and also it's important to discover current issues and like actually learn like why you guys are inspired by certain events. Like you can learn this through like probably like watching YouTube videos from The Economist, Financial Times, Vox. Personally, like I'm not that type of person that read that much books. So I personally like to watch a lot of documentaries and YouTube videos on like current issues. Yeah. So this will also help banyak tolong korang untuk like bila korang write for your personal statement and also on like your scholarship interviews. So my second point is think critically, like especially like for scholarship punya application, banyak interviewer diorang nak tengok korang punya how you think and like whether your thinking is in line with their company. Because like for example macam Bank Negara, Khazanah, TNB, you guys need to realize that korang not just apply so that you guys can get a scholarship, tapi lepas korang dah habis study pun korang akan ada bonds that you need to serve, which means korang kena kerja for certain number of years dekat company tu. So like the good thing about this scholarship is that korang dah ada kerja dah lepas korang graduate. Dan oleh sebab itu interviewer ni nak tengok adakah you guys are suitable to work in their company, suitable to be a scholar of their company. Yeah. And also speaking from my experience is that you cannot just do not get intimidated by the interviewers. For example, based on my experience, right, like I have some friends during the interview that lepas kita orang habis interview dia cakap, oh, like aku punya interview 40 minit dan like aku punya like personally my interview was only like 10 minutes for Bank Negara. Like I have some friends yang interview dia sampai setengah jam 40 minit. Tapi like I realized that after that, like even if you get the 40-minute interview, that it's not necessary that we get in lah, because it's always like quality better than quantity. Like tak perlu pun korang like dalam interview tu, dalam group tu korang nak acah-acah like function kan. Like you guys don't need to talk a lot, like but what you guys need to do is that you guys need to show that when you talk the right thing lah. Like for example, maybe nanti kalau korang pergi interview, like kalau korang nampak macam ada kawan-kawan korang dalam group korang macam tak banyak cakap, you guys boleh macam like encourage them to cakap lah, like show that your leadership. Like you don't need to talk a lot, but make sure you talk the right thing lah. Yeah. And like personally, like during my Bank Negara interview, there's a lot of like the interviewers, they really want to see you, like they will try to like sort of psycho you a bit, like see like how you work well under pressure lah, which is very important for any scholarship interviews. Yeah, and also know your course well. Like if you're applying for something that you don't know, right? Like let's say you're applying for electrical power, then engineering, and korang apply tu hanyalah sebab korang nak apply, nak study overseas. Then like you, even though you don't know the course beforehand, then at least read a bit lah, like the Wikipedia, like apa pasal course tu, so that bila korang pergi interview tu, taklah nampak macam korang acah-acah pada tahu kan, like yeah, so like macam korang betul-betul tahu lah benda tu. Yeah. Moving on back to Angle.
Alright, thank you, Akif. I think just to add on about macam first point, I think it's really important untuk research. I think not because of just macam be in the know of stuff, but also ni benda yang macam orang tak sedar is that our confidence. My experience in KMB, in KMB ada banyak students from many different schools. You will see you have friends from orang kata top SBT ke, ada kawan daripada sekolah biasa ke, and your mindset over there will only be strong if you have that confidence to move on. Macam learning that it's not just based on what you read in books, you will have interactions, akan ada, let's say macam class debates with your friends, discussions with teachers. So if you have macam, if you make your research really well early on before you enter pre or to university, you takkan ada this sort of mindset yang macam kawan aku ni, maybe kita tak perasan this situation, but they actually do happen everywhere. Let's say for example macam kita fikir yang dia ni datang daripada sekolah top-top, okay, mungkin dia lah kot yang kena present pasal ni, ataupun mungkin dia lah kot yang layak tanya cikgu pasal benda ni. So this sort of mindset is, kita boleh elak lah kot early on by, I think, gaining confidence by reading. Orang kata knowledge will build confidence in you. So I think yes, research does help a lot. So please do research.
Yeah, okay, also satu lagi benda nak add, like when you guys dekat dalam interview tu, like you guys are all equal. Let's say maybe korang rasa budak ni dapat 9A+, this guy got 10A+, and then you you just don't get intimidated by them. Like if you get that interview, your result, SPM result, like tak kisah dah. Like your extracurriculars dah memang tak kisah langsung dah. Like you guys are all in equal playing ground. So yeah, don't get intimidated by your group mates lah. Like even though some of them will sort of maybe look quite intimidating, but then just be confident in yourself. Like everyone are equal when you guys get to the interview. Yeah.
Okay. So moving on to the last slide, which is the third point, which is interpersonal skills. I think in the case of macam contoh typing students, I think we don't have much problems with ourselves in terms of let's say time management ataupun things that we have to deal with ourselves lah, emotions. Those things can be dealt with. Inshallah, you guys can deal with it properly. I have faith in you guys. But in pre-university, as I've mentioned just now, your learning will also take place with the interaction of you and your friends and also your teachers. So yes, I think it's true. You cannot survive in pre-U, especially IB and A-levels, if you work alone. You cannot survive. So it's important to have I put examples on the first point, which is being a good listener, being open-minded, collaborative, and good work ethic. Because I think all these interpersonal skills, although they are looked down upon usually, but they really do open pathways untuk dapatkan ilmu. Orang kata macam ilmu ni not only the things we know, but the things that other people know. So if you're able to have good interpersonal skills, you will succeed inshallah in your pre-U years. You will gain lots of knowledge. You will gain different perspectives from different people, and overall it will create macam sort of an analytical student inside you. And I think the last one, the fourth point, is I think useful skills that you can learn early on before you enter pre-U. I think the first point is only, sorry Akif, but I think it's only applicable to non-A-level takers, because at A-levels, I think they don't use much of technology compared to other courses like IB, CIMP and like OSMAT. I think it's very useful for everyone to macam start learning the basics of macam Microsoft Excel and also Microsoft Word, considering that maybe you would need to ada coursework later on. Let's say for Microsoft Word, learning the formats, and for Microsoft Excel, I think Microsoft Excel was really important for me. I wish I learned that early on after habis SPM, because for all of my 6 coursework, we needed to use Microsoft Excel untuk kumpulkan data and to make massive calculations yang calculator ni susah nak buat. Massive calculations in Microsoft Excel. And also you can use Microsoft Excel ni untuk macam analyze data. So benda ni macam untuk buat chart sekalipun, I think for SEM type students, typing students suka buat macam survey, right? So after you do survey, you can actually use Microsoft Excel in order to menampakkan lagi your hypothesis of your research ke. There are many things that you can learn later on. And then second one is good writing and oral communication. I think this is important, especially untuk write up your personal statement and also during your interviews later on. Akif, want to talk about the last point, Python?
Okay. So yeah, I think like kalau korang like got free time sekarang before you guys masuk PU, maybe belajar Python is a good thing. I learned it back when I was in typing, so like it helped me a lot lah. And then even though korang maybe tak nak buat computer science or data science or engineering, tapi I think Python is like very useful lah for everyone that want to learn the basic of programming. Yeah.
So I think that's all from us. Thank you so much to everyone for listening. I'll pass it back to MC Lukman.
Okay, dekat chat ni ada beberapa soalan. Saya bagi soalan yang soalan pertama, macam mana untuk buat penilaian universiti after habis IB ataupun A-level? Kolej akan tolong ataupun kena independent sendiri before masuk UCAS? Before apply kat UCAS tu.
Akif, wanna jawab first?
Okay, good question. So I think depends on mana college korang pergi. Tapi let's say kalau korang pergi college yang memang dah biasa hantar students kepada UK, like Kolej MARA Banting, Kolej Tuanku Jaafar and like Kolej MARA Seremban, memang diorang akan guide korang untuk apply. Like diorang akan tengok korang punya grade dekat grade A-level korang, dan diorang akan decide, diorang akan cakap maybe university ni sesuai untuk korang, dan usually diorang memang akan bagilah like list yang dirasa sesuai untuk course korang. And also like korang kena research sendiri jugalah, like the rankings. And also for certain scholarship, diorang akan ada list of university yang korang boleh apply. I think MARA pun ada list university kan, Minggu?
Sorry Akif?
List university yang boleh apply.
Oh yes, we do.
Yeah, so Bank Negara pun akan ada list university, like all the scholarship akan ada list yang lain-lain lah. So yeah, if you guys under scholarship, you guys can only apply from there. Tapi like jangan risau lah, if you guys go to like KMB, KMS or KTJ, like diorang akan bantu korang untuk pilih universiti mana yang akan apply.
Okay, and I think to add on untuk Akif punya point, so Akif mentioned more on macam what the college will help you on. Kalau macam untuk independent research from yourself on the universities, I think you can also look on the cost of living, especially untuk orang yang betul-betul nak jaga duit diorang. For let's say for MARA scholars, inshallah later on each month we will only receive 1,045 pounds, which might seem a lot, tapi bila tengok high cost of living kat sana, kena banyak jaga, orang kata ikat perut sikit lah kot, maybe. I'm not sure yet because I'm not there. But that's also one of the things that you can look at. And second is that macam if let's say your college does provide a list of universities, try to look on in detail each university yang college korang provide nanti. Try to look on the things yang korang betul-betul particular at. You can look at in terms of teaching, boleh tengok the quality of facility. Benda ni mungkin relative to everyone else. I cannot judge myself on what you should look at. But I think there's many things that you can look at, but I think the most important one is the quality of education lah. I think if there's an option for you to go to macam a university might nampak cantik, but I think it's worth it if you sacrifice it for the sake of dapatkan university yang quality education dia betul-betul really really good. Okay.
Okay, untuk second question, yang ni dia nak tanya dekat Abang Akif kot. Can you share your experience getting through the process to getting Kijang scholarship, and how do you decide to take economy?
Okay, so like usually lepas scholarship, Kijang akan buka like 2 weeks after the results come out. So like waktu tu like saya sendiri like saya just apply to like all different scholarships yang ada, dan Bank Negara was one of them. So yang I think sekarang format dia sudah lain sebab PKP, sebab COVID-19. So sekarang semua interview is online. So first of all korang akan kena buat essay. Essay tu tak silap saya dia punya prompt soalan dia ialah kenapa korang nak study course tu, dan second tu is soalan dia ialah kenapa korang apa cabaran paling susah dalam hidup korang dan macam mana korang overcome masalah tu. So so korang akan tulis essay ni dan lepas korang submit, korang akan tunggu. Usually like Bank Negara akan terima application around 4,000 application each year, 3,900 I think to be exact. Dan yang akan shortlisted untuk interview is around 150, dan lepas 150 tu yang akan pergi interview. So interview ni kita orang panggil dia what is called Kijang Academy. The reason why it's called Kijang Academy is that saya rasa dia like not just interview. Masa saya pergi tu is a one day event di mana korang akan buat 3 case study. Saya tak sure yang korang pernah buat ke tak case study tu, tapi dulu masa saya kat typing ANSARA pernah bagi yang SPKG module tu, saya tak sure kalau ada lagi ke tak. Then korang akan buat case study tu. Lepas habis 3 case study tu, korang akan ada satu interview. Interview ni dengan past scholars. Maksudnya dia orang ialah scholar Bank Negara yang pernah berada pada tempat korang. Dan lepas habis interview tu, korang akan tunggu lebih kurang 2 bulan lepas tu, dan you guys will know lah if you guys will get in or not. Usually Bank Negara dia tak pernah specify yang tahun ni kita orang nak berapa banyak scholar. Let's say dia akan bagi kepada orang yang layak. So let's say kalau tahun ni batch korang ramai orang layak kan, maybe dia boleh bagi like 50. Tapi let's say kalau batch tu tak ramai yang dia rasa tak layak, yang dia tak rasa sesuai dengan Bank Negara, dia akan ambil less dah. So but usually yang akan dapat like usually around 20 to 50 each year. And saya I really hope that this year there will be another bank scholar. Hopefully.
InsyaAllah.
Oh tadi ditanya kenapa saya nak buat ekonomi kan.
Betul.
Kenapa saya nak buat ekonomi is that masa saya dekat typing tu saya macam like saya boleh buat sains tapi saya tak suka sangat sains. Then like one of my favourite subject is maths and maths. So like pada waktu tu pun saya banyak tengok like video YouTube like current issues. So like I was researching lah like that time saya rasa yang satu-satunya subjek social science yang banyak maths is economy lah. So like saya suka belajar pasal apa current issue dan kenapa benda ni jadi. Like for example, kenapa ada COVID-19, macam mana COVID-19 disrupt the economy, how shortage in vaccine happen in Malaysia, like in developing country. It's like that sort of question memang intrigue me. So like I think that's also one of the reason I do economy lah. Also to those who might be wondering, there's a quota for Bank Negara. For the scholars, there will be 40% for accounting and finance, 40% for economics, and then the other one are for like actuarial science, law, all those other courses lah. And kepada yang tadi ada seorang tanya kat chat tu, yes, ada scholarship law ke UK. One of the scholarship ialah Bank Negara.
Soalan seterusnya, saya rasa ni untuk Abang Amirul. is it possible untuk matric student pursue degree dengan MARA scholarship?
Pursue MARA scholarship. Okay. For this one, I'm not really sure. You have to check dekat MARA punya website. But I do know macam before this, let's say if you do finish your matrix, there is a few scholarships yang you can apply to. There are a few scholarships that you can apply to. I'm not sure if MARA is in one of them. I think you have to really check back. Apply scholarship tu and then you can use your matrix results to fly to the UK. We have to really check back. Sorry, tak boleh jawab yang ni.
Okay, soalan seterusnya. In an interview, do you think being alpha among your group will give you advantage over the others?
Akif, can I take this one, Akif? Nanti aku pasal kau.
Sure.
Okay, okay, I think it does not give you full advantage. It may give you that sort of macam confidence that, you know, usually they say you have to lead, you have to try your best untuk lead the crowd. But it's okay if your nature is not, you know, being an alpha inside group discussions and such. Because to be realistic pun, as much as you try to be, you know, the alpha in the group, there will be more people yang akan cuba rush to be the alpha. But for me, the most important one is to read the crowd inside the situation, to read the situation lah kot. If you do think that nobody is macam, semua macam takut-takut nak try to voice out and be the leader, you can do. But if someone apparently dah cuba rebut dulu, you have to be calm. I think the first thing you have to do is be calm, because I think I did mention this with my SPKG group before this, is that leadership quality is not only shown in the leader, but it's also shown within the group members as well. Let's say if you try your best untuk macam help the leader, but at the same time if macam leader ada buat kesalahan, you try to comment on kesalahan leader, try to help each other out. Although you're not the leader, that also shows the leadership inside you. Usually the employers pun, they will try to find people yang can not, diorang bukan akan cari siapa yang the best leader ke apa, but they just want to find people yang boleh work with other people. Akif, nak add on anything?
Okay, so like I think topik pasal siapa jadi alpha ni memang like you guys akan experience lah, especially like you guys will definitely experience lah bila korang pergi interview. Like there will be always be that one person yang akan acah-acah like, oh I'm the best here, like yeah. But I think what's most important is that just be yourself lah. Like kalau like for example like not everyone will become the president of PWP. Like not everyone will become ada president, right? Just be yourself in the interview. Like cuba cari like middle ground lah antara cakap banyak dan cakap terlalu sikit. Like just cakap enough yang akan actually nampak yang korang ni seorang professional. Sebab truth or not, like orang yang interview korang untuk scholarship ni, diorang dah lama dah. Diorang dah interview scholar ni dah like more than 10 years. So diorang pun tahu like if kalau orang tu nak acah-acah alpha or anything. Yeah. Just find a middle ground.
Okay, satu lagi soalan pasal interview juga. What makes a candidate stand out from the others?
Akif, want to take this one?
Wait, apa soalan tadi? Sorry. Lukman, tadi apa soalan?
What makes a candidate stand out from the others?
Oh, okay. Saya rasa like this is a very hard question lah, sebab different scholarship bodies diorang nak different type of people. So, but I think like apa yang penting is that korang tunjuk yang korang demonstrate resilience, like korang tunjuk yang korang memang nak scholarship tu, yang korang memang boleh work well under pressure. Like my experience during like my Bank Negara interview was that I was like the interview didn't really go well as I thought, because like the interviewer, they were trying to like sort of psycho me. They saying, they was saying that I did bad during my interview, but then like surprisingly I still got in. So actually what they were trying to do in the interview is that they don't just nak tengok like kalau diorang kata, oh kau salah, like kau lah sebab kenapa team kau tak perform, macam mana korang defend diri korang? Korang jangan cakap like, let's say kalau dia tiba cakap kat kau like, oh you guys you did very bad in your interview, like janganlah macam let's say, oh yes aku setuju, aku perform teruk, like memang korang takkan dapat lah, like faham tak, like korang try untuk tunjuk yang korang demonstrate resilience, that you guys are actually determined in this scholarship. Yeah. And usually interviewer ni diorang buat macam tu is that diorang nak tengok je like if you guys can work well under pressure or not. Yeah. Maybe Mingo want to add something?
Okay, I think I'll give 1 point for, let's see, how to stand out if the interview is one-on-one. Kalau interview one-on-one, I think is demonstrating calmness. In any way, be calm pun, like Akif said, how you can withstand pressure. How you can withstand pressure is like what people look at most. And also, relating to the point about doing your research a lot is to demonstrate knowledge, demonstrate that you betul-betul menjiwai sebagai seorang yang akan take up that course in the future. They really want to see that in you. They want to see your passion. They want to see how much do you know about current issues that relate to your course. Diorang tak nak tahu teori sahaja. But for kalau macam group punya sessions, like macam ada case study ataupun group interviews, I think the key point is to do your best to work well with everyone, because in that moment of time point, even though let's say the case study is about something that you might not know, if you develop on your interpersonal skill, I also mentioned that, in that moment of time point, you can learn something from everyone, and that they are also be willing to help you, because it's realistic lah, bukannya semua orang tahu semua benda, and that is the moment when kita boleh share knowledge antara satu sama lain. So we have to be open to different people and different possibilities. Okay, back to Luqman.
Okay, memandangkan kita dah pukul 10, so saya rasa boleh kita teruskan untuk any rumusan kot, ataupun last daripada Abang Amirul dengan Abang Akif.
Oh, okay. Rumusan. Okay, actually tadi I ada tengok dekat chat punya box ni, baru nampak sikit ni, ada actually still many more questions. But nanti I will give my number and also give Akif punya number to think your President BWP kot, give to Haziq. So nanti...
And Amirul, sorry, but I'm here.
Yeah.
Kalau korang don't mind, kalau kita boleh proceed sikit lagi masa untuk jawab beberapa soalan lagi ke?
Boleh je.
Okay, alright. Diteruskan.
Okay, jap. Okay, untuk next question, ada orang tanya, after matrix boleh apply scholarship bank negara tak? Maybe ni Abang Akif boleh jawab.
Yes, korang boleh apply scholarship bank negara. Kalau korang pergi dekat website tu, saya rasa tadi ada someone bagi link to the bank negara scholarship. Tapi ada requirement lah, like I think you need to get like 3.5 and above for your matriculasi result. So apa yang kalau let's say korang lagi overseas, apa yang korang perlu buat is that masa korang masuk matrik tu, korang apply untuk UCAS, tapi korang apply sendirilah, like the application fee korang bayar sendiri semua, tak mahal pun, like I think around 200, I don't know, around 200 ringgit I think. Like korang apply dulu UCAS tu, then lepas korang dah dapat result matrik korang, if korang lepas pointer tu, korang boleh apply untuk undergraduate punya scholarship. Yeah, so you can still apply to overseas universities and apply for like bank negara scholarship. Yeah, okay.
Okay, next, does only straight A student for SPM usually will get the further study in KMS or KMB, ataupun dia boleh juga kalau dapat 8A ataupun 7A? Maybe Abang Amirul?
Alright, okay. Thank you for it's a very good question. Kalau in the case of KMB KMS, although even during my time pun, the requirement was much higher. They didn't want A-, but for even my SPM results pun ada got 1 or 2 A minuses, but I still did apply. And apparently when I was at KMB later on, I baru tahu yang actually MARA tak pandang pun yang your A minus. Some of them, okay, untuk the case of B pula, they only do accept 1 B plus rasanya, because there are a few students second intake yang dapat 8 A and then ada like 1 B plus. Tapi it has to be B plus lah, dia tak boleh less than B plus. Okay.
Okay, to add on for Bank Negara, you guys need to get AAs or A plus. Like they really don't tolerate A minus. Like if you get like 2 A minus, then you definitely will not get an interview lah. Yeah, so keep that in mind.
Okay, next question. Yang ni untuk Abang Amirul. This year I heard the MARA ataupun YTP ada revised requirement in list of uni yang boleh apply top 10 in the world. Boleh komen sikit tak?
Oh, okay. I think this is in the case of my batch only kot, because batch lain tak affected. For those yang tak tahu, for my batch, the number of universities tu dia bukannya dia restrict number of universities, but MARA wants to kiranya pressure everyone, our batch, untuk take up good university spots lah, macam take good universities. Kalau if I were to comment, I think from a personal point of view, I'm okay with it, considering that the universities that I want to go still ada dalam, it's actually not top 20 in the world, it's actually top 30 in the world. Top 30 in the world and also top 10 by country. Macam contohnya KCL ni, KCL kalau in the world dia nombor, in psychology dia nombor, okay. Kalau in the case of KCL psychology, in the world they are number 11 ataupun 12. Kalau in UK is that they are number 4 or 5. So requirement macam tu yang MARA set for us. Personally, I'm okay, but to comment from the perspective of some of my friends, yorang to be honest, yorang a bit angry juga when MARA did that, because sekarang it kind of like pressures them lah. Let's say if they don't make it to a top uni, now they are not certain of macam where can they go if they don't make it to top unis. Honestly, I'm also scared as well. Tapi nak buat macam mana lah kan, kita just terpaksa redha lah dengan keputusan tu. Yeah.
Okay, soalan seterusnya. Kalau ambil accounting, if you know ACCA tu boleh ambil at what age? Lepas tu soalan kedua dia, boleh ke kami apply IB and A-level, dan mana satu lagi better untuk untuk accounting?
Akif, you know about this?
Okay, so like you guys usually akan pilih lah nak buat CAT, ACCA lepas SPM ataupun buat A-level atau IB. Tapi usually tak silap kalau orang buat accounting tu, dia akan ambil A-level instead of IB. So like A-level, tak silap untuk MARA, dia orang akan pergi ke Kolej MARA Seremban atau Banting. Then you guys will do 2 years and then buat accounting dekat UK 3 tahun. Tapi like boleh je kalau nak buat like ACCA after degree. So like kalau nak buat ACCA after degree tu, you guys just do yourself lah. Yeah. Tapi like you can also buat SCAT, ACCA straight. Ada juga scholarship macam Yayasan Peneraju untuk buat benda tu. Yeah.
Okay, soalan saya rasa ni second last kot. Okay. Which scholarship can we take to pursue medic in UK?
Medic in UK. So I think they don't offer any more scholarships to go to UK untuk medic. The last time they did was my senior lah. My seniors dapat, that was the last time, because for my seniors, diorang dapat apply to Ireland punya universities untuk medic. But then the batch after that, which was us, dah tak ada dah. Not only for MARA, but also for other scholarships. Even for kalau my batch, kalau paling pun diorang hantar ke India, USM, KLE. But I did read up on macam YTP MARA untuk your batch punya kali ini, and also for other scholarships yang baru ada setakat ni lah. They don't offer anymore, and I think it's going to happen like I think it's going to be like that for the years to come. Sebab well, medic is already good. It's already good in Malaysia. We have universities like USM and UM who are really recognized in terms of macam their quality of education untuk medic.
Okey. Saya rasa ni soalan terakhir. Soalan ni daripada FB Live, daripada Ahmad Zafran. Soalan dia, saya nak tanya, wajar ke ekonomi jatuh mendadak disebabkan total lockdown? Untuk Abang Akif mungkin.
Oh, okay. Sebenarnya like aku like I'm not like personally qualified to answer this question. Tapi aku like I will try to answer this question lah. Okay. So everyone knows that kalau apa yang kita panggil recession tu ialah bila dalam ekonomi kita 3 tahun berturut-turut kita ada percentage loss in GDP. Maksud dia kalau let's say tahun ni kita buat RM100 satu negara tu, like next year buat RM80 kan. So like there's a loss. So kalau 3 kali berturut-turut benda ni berlaku dalam negara tu, akan ada recession. So like total lockdown ni like is like kalau dalam ekonomi kita panggil benda ni normative question. Like soalan yang tak ada jawapan yang tepat lah. Like you have to look at the statistics. Like the reason maybe in the short run maybe kita boleh tengok like maybe kalau kita buat total lockdown maybe tak ramai orang akan keluar, so orang akan beli lebih sikit barang, dan bila orang beli lagi sikit barang, so negara akan dapat duit lagi sikit. Bila negara dapat duit lagi sikit, government ada sikit duit untuk beli barang, untuk bagi bantuan kepada rakyat. Tapi kalau kita tengok dari segi long term, kalau let's say maybe like macam dulu kan kita berjaya turunkan kes COVID-19 ini, kita dapat operate macam biasa balik, kilang-kilang akan dapat dibuka, orang kita dapat keluar dengan baik, kita akan dapat achieve herd immunity, dan dalam masa panjang ini akan menjadi lebih baik lah. So yeah, and banyak faktor lah yang akan determine. Kalau dalam ekonomi kita panggil benda ni cost benefit analysis. Basically kita tengok kalau decision government tu, bila government buat satu decision tu, dia akan tengok adakah cost dia kepada rakyat ataupun benefit kepada rakyat akan lebih tinggi. Dan contohnya kalau benefit kepada rakyat akan greater than the cost kepada rakyat, dan dia orang akan proceed dengan total lockdown lah. Saya rasa ramai yang lagi layak untuk jawab soalan ini boleh tengok video-video kat YouTube. Tapi saya rasa as a A-level student who's going to degree, I think yeah, that's my answer.
Okay. Saya rasa tak ada soalan dekat ruangan chat ni. Jadi any last word daripada Abang Akif dengan Abang Amirul?
Okay. I would like to say thank you once again to Baim, team Ansara Typing, and also Cikgu Aisyah. Dan tak dilupakan juga my lovely juniors. Thank you so much for this opportunity. Ni baru first time actually for me to actually give a sharing session, and I appreciate that. And I would like to also say good luck to all the batchmates, to all juniors, to all juniors yang akan dapat results this 10th of June. I wish you guys all the best. Make your prayers. And kalau ada apa-apa soalan about soalan yang tak terjawab ataupun any info yang kita orang miss out, nanti I will give my number and also Akif punya number to your President BWP. Apa-apa nanti kita boleh borak kat WhatsApp. Akif.
Okay, first of all saya nak cakap terima kasih dekat Abang Baim, Cikgu Aisyah for this opportunity untuk beri sharing ni, dan juga kepada Luqman, our Presiden Badar, dan saya doakan kepada semua korang yang akan dapat result hari Khamis ni kan? Okay. Hari Khamis ni, all the best, dan saya harap the next 2 weeks saya rasa it's not going to be easy, but the scholarship application will be very hectic. Dan saya harapkan korang takkan lepas apa-apa deadline, dan saya harap korang akan dapat scholarship lah untuk melanjutkan pelajaran ke UK, insyaAllah. Thank you.
Okay, terima kasih banyak kepada Abang Akif dengan Abang Amirul. Banyak benda yang saya rasa banyak sangat tips yang boleh jadikan manfaat untuk semua yang join hari ini. Jadi sekali lagi saya ingin ucapkan jutaan terima kasih kepada rakan strategi ANSARA Taiping iaitu Unit Perkhidmatan Bimbingan dan Kaunseling, TNF Energy Stand Yang Berhad, Amas Media dan Alspo Taiping. Jadi kalau tak ada apa-apa lagi, saya kira kita boleh tutup majlis kita dengan tasbih kafarah dan suratul as. Terima kasih semua peserta dah boleh bersurai.
Thank you everyone.
Thank you.